I've spoken for different things over my career with Scentsy, but today's hard for me. And it's hard for me because the topic of sharing light is hard for me. I'm really good, I think, at helping other people share their own light. And I struggle with telling you how I share mine. It's hard to talk about yourself. For me, it's hard to talk about myself. So all week I've been plagued with people, I have to share my light on stage in a circle, but it's really a square. And you're looking at my butt. And so all week I'm thinking I need to share my light, and all I wanted to do was have somebody share their light with me, because 2 mornings ago, I shot out of bed at 4:30 in the morning for a reason, and that's because it was 49 degrees in my house, my furnace went out.
Oh no.
So I was hoping somebody would share their pilot light with me, so the first thing I did was grab the baby and throw her into bed, because I'm like, oh my God. And then it took me back to my childhood when my parents' furnace went out, and my mom would pack all of us up and put us by the fireplace and wrap us in blankets, and all of a sudden I realized I was my mother. Anyway, okay, so sharing the light. So just know that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to share with you yet. So we'll hope that at the end of this that it is something that you can take away. How many of you joined Scentsy because you love the products? Awesome. How many of you joined Scentsy because you use so much wax you might as well be paid to do so? Who joined Scentsy because you've tried other direct selling companies and were ready to start a new journey with Scentsy? Who joined Scentsy because you're a stay-at-home mom and needed something to do to get you out into the world talking to adults again? Or if you're retired and you were looking for something to fill the void, you joined Scentsy because your mom, sister, aunt, cousin, or best friend did. You joined Scentsy because you wanted play money. You joined Scentsy because you want to change your life and inspire others to do the same. And if you're a guest with us today, I hope you don't just see what Scentsy is, I hope that you catch the Scentsy spirit. It's alive and energetic in this room, and we are all symbols of this culture that we represent in this thing called Scentsy. Now, I clapped my butt.
It is a nice butt.
So, no more butt jokes, promise. That was 3, and 4 makes it too much. So, I started Scentsy because I wasn't retired, but I was looking to fill a void in my life. I was the captain of my high school basketball team. I went away to college and got involved in anything that I possibly could except for studying. I joined a sorority, and I was the vice president of the sorority, and I joined the Panhellenic Council, which is the overseeing Greek body organization, whatever. Anyway, joined that too. And I graduated from college, I moved home, I lived with my parents for a year, and I was on a mission to find my next thing, my next path. I needed something. So I joined the bowling league and became the treasurer. Because, well, I'm an overachiever like that. And if that wasn't boring enough, no offense, I joined, you ready? My condo association board.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was 23. Tell 73-year-old women where they can and can't park their car. Not gonna happen. It was a short-lived time on the board. So, I'll give you the Cliff Note version on my Scentsy story. I joined Scentsy on a whim. I had no plan. I had a launch party at my office, not my home. Still to this day, I've never had a launch party with my friends and family. I worked Scentsy at 25% of my potential. I had a team of 13 people in 9 months. I had a fancy new title that allowed me to get on a weekly phone call with the owner. Only did 5 home parties in my first year. That includes basket parties. I skipped convention. I had a team of 31 by my 1-year anniversary. I attended my first Scentsy-sponsored trip that I paid to be at. I signed up my sister, but only because she approached me. So this snowball started small, but you see it's still a snowball. And what happens when you roll snowballs forward? They get bigger. I remember getting my starter kit. I remember the testers coming shrink wrapped in stacks of 8 or 10. I remember sitting in my boss's office at work, unwrapping each stack and passing them to my boss across her desk. I remember smelling Maui Mist for the first time, and I remember laughing at the name Lime Sublime. I remember being excited to get an empty binder, because we didn't have a new consultant startup guide back then. I remember asking, now what? I remember saying to my boss, I'll give this 6 months, I'll make some money, and then, I don't know. Even at that moment, I remember thinking, after 6 months, what will your customers do when they need more Scentsy if you do quit? I didn't begin this journey with the intention of doing much with it. The only thing I did was give this little light bulb warmer a spot on my desk and a little bit of manpower. Our warmer and wax, one warmer and one wax pack at a time, this silly little $99 decision gained momentum. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in the first month. It didn't happen in my first 6, but it happened, and it's happening. How did I get here? I'm not extraordinary. I just set my mind to not give up. I remember doing my first vendor show. I ordered a few warmers to display. I had a few packages of wax on hand. I remember customers coming up to my table and asking if they could buy the warmers that I had on display. I told them no. They were my samples. I was new at this. At the time, it made sense to have display warmers. When the show was over, I packed up everything I brought and I went home. And then it dawned on me as I was unpacking my car, what good are these warmers to me sitting in my house when they could be plugged in someone else's? That was an aha moment for me. You will always have the ability to order more. They may walk away and never look back.
That's right.
I adored hearing Orville's voice every Monday night. He reminded me always that I wasn't out there alone. I wasn't experiencing anything that someone already hadn't. That I was important, and my success, no matter how great or small, mattered. The business has become my little engine that could. We have consultants of all levels here. We even have guests that aren't consultants at all. We have different backgrounds, different stories, different obstacles, different levels of intensity, different personalities, different strengths and weaknesses, but a common foundation, a wickless candle. Always keep in mind, the value you find within the Scentsy community is often equal to the amount of energy and effort that you put in. Sometimes you'll hear another consultant share their excitement, and in your head you say, that's them, that's not me. I'm not as good as she is. I beg you not to compare yourself to others or to any other consultant that you come across. I know that's difficult because by nature we're wired to do so even when we aren't trying, but don't. Because if you're a consultant just starting, it's not equivalent for you to compare yourself to where I am. Can you strive to get here? You can. Absolutely you can. By having a mentor or a consultant to model yourself after is so much better than saying, I can't be her. I'll never be where she is. She's growing faster, bigger, wider than me. What I do is encourage you to find your niche within Scentsy. Statistics prove that the more relationships you build within an organization, the greater attachment you'll have to it. And the more likely you are to overcome obstacles rather than give up. How many of you are here because you have a friend in the room with you? Okay. How many of you came not knowing anybody and you met a new friend in this room today? There should be more hands. You guys need to be more friendly. I'm about to make you all switch seats. I know that there's at least one of you listening who just allowed this thought to enter your mind. I didn't join Scentsy to make friends. I joined to make money. But I'll guarantee you $100 in my next paycheck that if you build more relationships within Scentsy, you'll make more money. I stamp my guarantee on that. Because this is a relationship business and it's human nature to form relationships. Relationships make us healthier and happier, and as a result, we produce at higher levels. Some of my very best friends have come from this business, and they're scattered all over the country. And it gives me something to work hard for and look forward to all the time, knowing that I can get to hang out with them when I attend a Scentsy event. You can be in this business alone, but you can't build this business alone. Capture a vision, pass it on, and become contagious. We all go through cyclical periods in this business. Sometimes we need to focus on basics. Sometimes we need to help our young team launch their business. Sometimes we need to set our priority to filling our own calendar with parties. Sometimes we need to focus on growing our team above all else. Most often, we need to remember that every strong why that acts as a reminder of what great successes lie ahead. Stick with it, stay engaged, and work hard. Every person's definition of success is different. To one, success may be gauged by how much money he or she makes. To another, success may mean stepping outside of their comfort zone to hold a home party, their first home party. And to me, I measure success by the amount of lives I can touch, or the women I can inspire, to believe in themselves. You are worth it. Don't let anyone ever tell you differently. You are worth it. I believe you can long after you can't. I have just a couple more minutes, because now I'm going off script.
Fuck it. Fuck.
4 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. Can I have that Diet Coke? Thank you. Now it's going to explode. It's getting on the microphone. Evie's going to kill me. I forgive you, Scentsy sister. Okay, I have 4 minutes, thank you. I have 4 minutes, okay. So I wanted to share with you something because I can't walk away from a group of people without giving you some kind of training tip or some kind of nugget to walk away with to implement when you get home. So I was telling a group of ladies out in the hallway just a little bit ago that